Well, YouTube's got new channel settings now. They're kind of going back to the old way YouTube used to be. Hey, that's the way it happens sometimes. Sometimes you make advances and you change things around, you realize, now wait a minute, this isn't the direction I want this to go. I liked it when it was like this. And so, it's the same thing with life. That's the same thing that I found that happens with life. If we're looking for some changes, right? And we start getting the changes going, then we say to ourselves, after a while, we're like, well, I kind of don't like this chair. I got this chair. It looked like it would be comfortable to sit in. I got it at home. I sat in it for a month, and I'd rather have a new angle right here and the armrest raised right there, and and so you change life up and you say, well, I need a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Right? Okay. I'm just sharing what I figured out life is, man. It's whatever we want it to be, and we can edit and adjust it anytime we want, any way we want, so that we feel comfortable. That's right. That's we the real people. That would be the yin and the yang energy, male and female energy. And what else hangs around with the male and the female energy, known as the negative and the positive? Wouldn't that be the neutral non-combatant? Isn't that the peace trader? Isn't that the children? Isn't that the little child inside of us that wants to come out amongst the yin and the yang energy? It's all just story though. Best story I got. You got the electrons, you got the protons, and then you got the neutrons. That would be the N. And if you turn the N sideways, now you got the Z for zipper. Woo! That's also known as regulations bank Z for bankruptcy. Regulation Z, zero the accounts. Equality for all. Quit telling other creatures what to do and let them figure out life naturally on their self, wonderful who they are. Even when the flag wants to fly high in the sky. That's what we call going back to living in nature with all the rest of the creatures and the land and the water and the wonderful breathing air. And it's hot enough outside, you ain't got to wear fucking clothes unless you want to. We got a country farm out here, or country fair out here in Oregon. It's called the Country Fair. And everybody from the whole fucking world comes around here once a year and walks around practically butt-ass naked, except for all the church folk. They still got their clothes on. But they learn how to intermingle with each other and get used to each other. Some people shed the clothes, and some people like to keep them on until they're ready. and you don't got to be naked all the time, or half naked, or just have a sock on with your, or whatever. If you feel like putting on some clothes, you can. Now, let's start get real around here. I mean, are we going to continue the charade, or are we going to expand what we really want? So, all I'm here, I'm just to share, wow, yeah. And this ain't the only country fair in the world. There's all kinds of country fairs all over the place that are teaching people how to coexist with each other with our differences. You can go to church and hide your weenie, or you can come right out in the street and let the flag flop naturally. I mean, what is there to hide? And it's all this hiding that's causing everyone to kill each other. So, yeah, are we ready to transition and start the process in a new habit, for some of us we're ready, for some of us we're not. And it's going to be different wherever you live, whatever county and city and state and country you live in. It's going to be different according to the knowledge that the people have. And the shaman or Shaw woman that rises up in the neighborhood, because it's all going to start right there at the house in the neighborhood. You ain't going to learn this out in town until the neighbors start to get educated. Because if you go out in town, you teach this shit, you'll probably get shot. That's why I say the best place is the all-natural composting place is the yard where you live and the neighbors you got around you. And share what you know in the best way that you can, although there might be some hard times for you if you ain't, you know, creative in your self-training enough to maintain the peace while you express. And, you know, you might need some extra whatevers to help you get to think creatively, to think, how can I get this information out to the neighbors while at the same time just saying what I need to say because I need to get it out. And it can't be let out in town yet. I said yet. It's going to get there. But, you know, I'm smart, so I have to think creatively. All right. Now, you know. And to me, it's always just a matter of using ESP, gut feeling. And sometimes I go overboard, and that's all right. I've had the cops come visit here at the back gate. They said, yeah, the neighbor had a complaint, and I told the cop, I says, well, I shall adjust. I had the cop come to the front door. Someone said you were singing opera. I said, well, I shall adjust. and they didn't come back. I've never had a cop come back to the gate. It's been a full year now. And even if he came back, it's been a year, and I can still make more adjustments. It ain't like the cops visited me every day, every fucking month. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and I say that because don't get worried or scared if the universe sends you an adjustment officer and says, hey, you know, think creatively. That's all the adjustment officer is there is to help you think creatively so you can think, well, yeah, let me meditate as on the bed at night, even though you might get mad and upset. Oh, he's telling me what to do. Well, sometimes we need someone to tell us what to do to help us to regulate ourselves so we can get to the point where the guy doesn't have to show up and tell us what to do. See what I'm saying? Not everything in society is bad, folks. It's just that there's been a lot of abuse. That's the problem. that was a good one though. The cop show. I was out in the front porch, man. I had already finished the opera. I get on the guitar, sing. I had the doors open, man. I was just being loud. That's all it was. I was just being extra loud. I was holding an extra loud concert that day. That was probably the loudest I ever got around here, man. And then after the concert was over, I'm out in the front yard with Speedos on, nothing but Speedos. Here comes 3 cops, and the female comes up, the closest, and she says, someone said you're singing opera. And I immediately realized, oh, someone thought I was too loud or didn't like what the opera story had to say or whatever it was. And I just told, I said, I shall make some adjustments. And they all had smiles on their faces, waved and said, have a good day. You know, because they realize they're dealing with someone who knows how to self-regulate. That's called